Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We got Zay Gates joining us here for the Don Basham Memorial, and an excellent way to start off. What the biggest way to start off with the biggest man out here, the biggest champ. Zay Gates followed by his appropriate entourage here. Always and forever here, but for some reason can't keep himself ringside. Keeps getting called out. Zay Gates obviously talking with the crowd. Upset at somebody, said somebody talking out of line to the big champ over here. Zay Gates can never focus on an opponent. I'm sure he'll definitely be able to focus on this one now. Maybe if we get some music going. Maybe Zay Gates just gonna talk the whole time. Maybe this is our show, yo. Oh, there we are. Got that music going. The music's gotta follow the man. The man follows the music. Andre Stray here. Followed by Tim Jackson. Of course, both these big men here follow each other now like you know, socks and shoes. Can't find one without the other anymore. As last week we found one without the other, and you know, Zay Gates and David Light took advantage of that. And they decided to, you know, take advantage of Tim Jackson, who was on the phone with Andre Stray, and now I'm sure that's what led us to tonight. Andre Stray wanting to get a little bit of his revenge against Zay Gates for taking out his partner. Andre Stray obviously leveraging his big championship of his own against Zay Gates that he took from Zay Gates, tag team champions. Andre Stray obviously in a good mood tonight, ready to put everybody else in a good mood. Excellent way to start the memorial. You know, Zay Gates obviously, you know, big champ, but I honestly think that Zay Gates has the second biggest flex. I mean, have you seen Mark Magnus's flex? Mighty flex and how from Andre Stray himself. Honestly, when's the WCWO flex off, yo? Zay Gates is calling out everything about this guy's character. He's calling out that guy's girlfriend. He's calling out his job, calling out, you know, his, you know, how he looks, his physique. He's calling out his heritage, calling out just everything. You know, Zay Gates just. He's like, dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow. But we got these two men right here stacking up, both of them with obvious beef with each other. They've been stacking it up and stacking it up and stacking it up these last few times. And Andre Stray, obviously unafraid to take a very personal approach to Zay Gates. These strikes into the corner and just launches Zay Gates all the way into the other corner. That's a post-to-post if I've ever seen one. Zay Gates is just gets exploded right now. And Andre is on the run. He's about to, he almost charged all the way through Zay Gates here. And Zay Gates with the drop kick now. It's interesting to see how Zay Gates is going to keep this momentum going. He's obviously got to keep use Andre Stray's momentum against him here with that DDT. This is going to be the name of the game for Zay Gates, as Andre is able to push so much power into Zay Gates. He can literally lift him right off the ground with just an arm with that kick out here. Zay Gates obviously has to expend a lot of force just to keep Andre down, and that's going to take a lot of energy in order for Zay Gates to really be efficient in this match. He needs to expend all that energy and then capitalize as fast as possible, which, as we know, is not Zay Gates' specialty. Gets distracted very, very easily. So, as he's right now, he should be capitalizing right now. This is a great time to execute some sort of chokehold or submission move. We see Zay Gates go for a submission move here at targeting that neck, or not the neck, the leg here rather, instead of the neck. 2 count from Andre Stray, and now Zay Gates is going to convert it into a backwards leg lock. That's going to put Andre on the back. See, Zay Gates is pointing to his head. He said he's smart here for that reversal. However, I do think that, using your weight to leverage against Andre Stray is not the very strongest thing when Andre Stray can just push you with all his weight, right? I think you have to use leverage, not necessarily just, the power of weight. Now Zay Gates is going to return that power, and obviously, he's got the, the featherweight hands. Zay Gates always hurts his hand every week, never lets it heal. Hitting brick walls at the WCWO here. Now Zay Gates is going to line up Andre Stray here, and now he's going to target that leg again. The referee needs to start counting here. This is the referee I normally praise here, but he needs to start, he needs to keep it up. Make sure, when a wrestler is using the ropes, we keep that count going. Zay Gates targeting that leg of Andre Stray, making sure the big man can't walk. This is honestly a consistent strategy of Zay Gates, is to target people's leg. Zay Gates is out here dancing to the "Let's Go Andre" chants. I think he's actually getting some power out of the crowd, out of their chants for Andre. Zay Gates is finding his own rhythm here, as Andre can barely, take a step 1-2. Now Zay Gates, more featherweight strikes here, breaking his hand with every single one, punching bricks into Andre Stray. Andre Stray now with the full Nelson here. Oh, arm drag by Zay Gates, and Zay Gates is going to keep this momentum going. If he can keep this focus up, Zay Gates is a very dangerous competitor. Andre Stray takes a knee to the face, is still, by WCWO standards, kind of new. A 2 count here, almost a 3. Andre does not even have the power to push Zay Gates up like he did before. Can't even find the leverage, just has to save himself narrowly. And as I was saying, Andre Stray is, still by WCWO standards, relatively new here. Found his, he basically found his rhythm here with Tim Jackson. But, Zay Gates has been here. He's been pushing. He's had so much expertise here at WCWO. It's hard to imagine that he won't be able to leverage that against Andre in some way. However, Andre, does have a good wrestling background. It's not like this is the only place he's wrestled. So, Zay Gates is going to go up here. He's going to take himself all the way to the very top of this thing. No one can jump as high as Zay Gates. However, Zay Gates is still getting distracted a little bit by the crowd here. Before, where he found the rhythm in the crowd, now the crowd is, changing up the rhythm on Zay Gates. And Andre here is going to post Zay Gates one more time. Zay fell on his leg there. Maybe an interesting reversal. He's holding his back, too. Maybe his back took some damage as well. Andre is going to go for the full body workout here. Legs back, and now he's focusing on the head. Zay tried to duck it up and over, but gets caught by Andre, who has all that power. A third post to post here, but that one's kind of rope to rope. Andre's feeling himself now. I wonder if Zay Gates knows how to fall by now. Hey, he needs to get up off the ring. Tim Jackson, he's not in a match. That's why he's here. Andre is going to, take care of it himself instead of leaving it to his partner. But, that distraction might have cost him. Zay Gates gets a leg to the face now, and we know what Zay Gates can do with momentum with a counter leg to the face. Taking that stuff, looks like it was straight out of Waterboy here, and now takes Andre all the way back, gets him up. I don't know if that's enough, too. Andre pushes him away. Yeah, like I said, not just enough. Zay Gates is going to have to find that big splash that he is known for. Zay Gates able to make a splash wherever he goes. But now he's getting distracted by the entourage of Andre here. Tim Jackson's talking his loud to Zay Gates. Obviously, I'm sure he's got a bone to pick with him after last week. Zay Gates is going to go to the outside of the ring. Maybe he's going to pick up the fight with Tim Jackson, but I think he's actually going to take my advice, find himself on the top rope here, and try to line up Andre for the second time now without a distraction. Crowd's chanting. Zay Gates was focused. However, Andre was ready for that counter. Andre is on himself. The full Nelson again. Zay Gates splashed down. Andre, I think he might have put Zay Gates away. I think Zay Gates took too many hard hits to the ground. Is Andre able to just ragdoll Zay Gates in a 1v1? Zay Gates does not have the leverage to be able to force Andre. I mean, you know what they say, weight, or you know, you can only make up a difference in weight up to 3 times your weight with skill. Maybe Zay Gates just did not have enough. Maybe he was too focused on the looks, not enough focused on his body, making sure he had enough in him to take on Andre. And now look, David Light here, coming out of nowhere to support his partner. Obviously, he was there to, you know, make sure that if anything went wrong, he was gonna, you know, he could be there to back him up. Tim Jackson Andre wouldn't dare to attack Zay Gates now with the 3v2 advantage. However, Zay Gates does have Andre's chain now. Andre had Zay's for a while, but now Tim Jackson getting targeted again as Andre leaves him behind. Andre went to go attack Zay Gates, and now we got Mr. James here attacking Tim Jackson. Andre on the outside. What is he doing here? You gotta get in here. Andre, what are you doing? Come on. Andre, get in the ring. Stop chasing David Light and Zay Gates. Help your partner here. Tim Jackson, who's getting attacked by Kenneth James. Andre just letting it happen. He's walking into the back. I wonder what's going on here. Tim Jackson fighting back, though. Zay Gates and David Light, all 3 of them, they're all, you know, having their own yakety sax moment out here, and then they swarm Andre in the outside. Hard to see. However, Tim Jackson and Kenneth James fighting out here. Kenneth James pokes Andre in the eye. Seems like we're getting right into our next match here, because I'm pretty sure KJ versus Tim Jackson is our next match. What a hell of a way to get into it here. David Lee's already outside, already ready to support his team member here. This is just, the match has already started. I'm flabbergasted. You know, everything just went. Tonight is just going. What a full of surprises. Tim Jackson is covered here. 1, kicks out at 1. I can't believe he lets that happen. Kenneth James is holding his shoulder down. Referee needs to count again. He's holding his shoulders down. Come on, 1. Only a 1. Kenneth James still insists that it happens again. Tim Jackson was getting choked out, however. I guess I didn't see it. I'm sorry, I didn't have my leverage. He was getting choked out. Referee was telling him to stop. I thought KJ was just holding his shoulders down. Maybe that's what the referee thought too when he was, you know, pinning him there. And now Kenneth James is going to distract the referee. The referee didn't use his peripheral vision. Now David Lee is just choking the rest of the life out of Tim here. Tim, honestly, you know, his partner, you know, kind of left him stranded a little bit. Doesn't have any of the outside help. So that leaves David, or, you know, Mr. Lee to do whatever he wants. Kenneth James here, picking apart Tim Jackson. No moral support, no crowd support, you know, because Andre's not there to make it for him. Too distracted with his own chains. The dog's got his own business. I'm aware, but Tim Jackson is going to make something happen here. Too loud to be contained, but KJ is just too smart to let that happen. I mean, KJ here has been just such a strong threat in the WCWO. Honestly, one of the top tier competitors here that people don't, you know, really talk about as a competitor because he's just not interested in, you know, just random prizes. He's interested in just causing so much pain and suffering, takes so many people out a week. This guy just takes care of business. He's like a mob boss. Now here he's trying to get this submission against Tim Jackson. Tim Jackson wasn't letting it happen. So he decided to just split the legs instead. If you won't let me, you know, won't let me get in there for a figure 4, then I'll just destroy, you know, those family jewels. Now, We got that submission hold here. He's got the neck of Tim Jackson here, but he's holding on mostly by the chin. Still choking out Tim Jackson, stretching his whole body, abdominal stretch kinda. And then the attack on that hip. I mean, Tim Jackson wasting so much energy just getting Kenneth James off of him, really. I mean, the real hard part about this is, this is wrestling. This is not boxing. This is not just mixed martial arts. This is a full-on contact sport where Kenneth James, with his full body weight, sitting on Tim Jackson. However, that full body weight comes down on KJ's, family jewels. And since he, attacked Tim Jackson, Tim Jackson's not disqualified. That's just KJ's own risk. But he, you saw that weight, and Tim Jackson recognized that this is wrestling, but this is also, there is also other options. And now he's going to utilize the best option he's in his repertoire, the dance, the step 1-2, his rhythm. Tim Jackson with the best natural sense of rhythm here in the WCWO, or at least that's what he tells me. Gets a 2 count. I don't know if that's how it goes. I think it's supposed to go a 1, a 2, a 3. You know what I'm saying, referee? Tim Jackson said he was close. I think he's on the verge of a breakthrough chorus right here. Tim Jackson's Requiem. He's charging up so much. Kenneth James is saying, hey, don't do it. Tim Jackson said, I'm going to just destroy him. Kenneth James said, well, I'm going to destroy that future, and that's just it. He went for the family jewels for real this time. Kenneth James maybe took that before hit a little personally. And now this referee, who decides to do his job, gets roped into 2 matches in a row, has to officiate this one, decides that he's just done with it. Not going to let Kenneth James get away with any more abuse, any more torture. Tim Jackson barely got any offense in this match that Kenneth James didn't, counteract. I just feel bad for this picking apart. Tim Jackson comes here every week. Gets, either Andre isn't here or he gets abandoned because Andre gets distracted by other people, and then he gets destroyed every week. It's just hard to see. Maybe Tim Jackson and Andre need to have a little bit of a heart-to-heart, about, protecting each other, making sure that, they have each other's backs at all times. Maybe there's nothing, maybe Andre thinks there's bigger fish to fry, sure. He's got his own business and Tim Jackson has his, but at the end of the day, those tag team champions ain't going to stay solid and in the doghouse if they don't work together to keep each other healthy. Tim Jackson's music's playing, but it does not feel like he's the winner right now. Can't even stand. Referee's going to help him up. Tim Jackson may be finding his feet, but I don't think we're really going to see a step 1-2 for a second. I think we're going to see a check 1-2 on those, check and make sure number 1's there. Check and make sure number 2's there. You got back-to-back action here. Back-to-back basher sounds about right. WCWO here. So someone heard me. They said play the music just for a second. Someone was talking about Don. He's at least okay, He has dance parties now and then. When's your last dance party, huh? You don't like me? You showed up. I have a laundry list, Reggie. You don't watch. You must not watch the show.
What did I do to you? I've been nothing but nice to you.
It's not a matter of nice to me. It's a matter of what you do to this show. I care about this show. I care about this thing. What you do to these people?
You know what? Your hat is stupid.
We can be, yo. You know what? That's fine. You know what? If you're taking it personally, and that's okay. But I take it personally when you take it out on my friends. You know, I got Tim Jackson out here.
You don't have friends.
You take it out on him.
You have no friends.
Yeah. That's just what you want him. That's just what you want him to believe. I mean, you want to make him believe that Tim Jackson ain't got friends. Want to make him believe that you know
who has more friends than you? This man right here.
I don't know about that. I mean, I would be hard pressed for him to find more than I think there's you. And there's a guy that follows him around. And if you asked him to find a third friend, I don't know. I think that Mike Noble would have to find me a mirror. That's the closest friend he's got.
Mike Noble is this generation's Backstreet Boys. Every girl wants to be with him. And he's got great dance moves.
I thought the Backstreet Boys kind of like disappeared after like.
No. First off, they've been quietly making a great living for the last 20 years. One hell of an underrated second part of their career, whether it's Never Gone or This Is Us or DNA.
So what you're saying is that we're looking forward to an underrated, 20 years of Mike Noble
Very
career.
Underrated. He's super underrated.
I don't know about.
One of the longest reigning gunslinger champions. Let's not forget his work ethic. He's willing to
work ethic. That's the opposite of him.
No. He will do whatever it takes. He's willing to He's willing to hire a serial killer to kidnap the man who unrightfully beat him for the title.
He's willing to do anything it takes except like practice. He's willing to do anything it takes except like
he will lure
try
that
a little bit.
He's willing
to do anything it takes
and keep him
except
captive in the basement,
focus,
so that he can get his title back. And here you are saying that he's nothing.
Because he can't do listen. I'm not saying he's nothing.
I'm saying he has on fire.
No, I'm saying that he has all this potential and he can do all this nice stuff and he's willing to do all of these outlandish things for the title, except go to practice, except make use of his talents.
He doesn't need. It's
the
Don Basher Memorial Weekend. We're talking about practice.
He missed his finisher twice against Logan Myers.
We're talking about practice.
Against the champion twice.
We're talking about practice.
And at WCWO, in the main event, you missed your finisher twice against Logan Myers, bro. You need to hit the gym. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, bro, but Mike Noble, he's been on a little bit of a tear.
Speaking of needing to hit the gym, Brodie Bodkins is out.
Yeah, I mean, Brodie Bodkins, he makes it work. Is that nothing wrong with the big body? Sometimes you gotta eat. Sometimes you gotta.
Okay, it's okay for him.
Hey, because Andre Jackson.
Mike Noble.
Mike Noble. It's not a matter of
his side. He needs to hit the gym. You are making no sense.
Mike Noble needs to make up.
My God.
Where's his muscle at? He needs to make up for the lack of weight with the muscle. That's what the gym's for.
Well, Brodie Bodkins need to hit weight if somebody would have helped him keep his gunslinger title. He lost a ton of weight.
Lost the gunslinger title. He can get it back.
To a paper champion, by the way.
What a paper champion? What does that mean to you? What does paper champion mean to you?
On paper, he's the champion.
Yes.
Paper champion.
On paper, everybody's on paper.
He's lighter than a piece of paper.
So is Phoenix a paper champion? Because on paper he's a champion.
No, he's a national treasure.
What's the difference?
He's a great champion.
But Phoenix is a champion on paper.
This is true.
So he's a paper champion.
Yes.
So there we go. I'm gonna tell Phoenix you said that, and then I'm gonna tell Wiley you said that.
Wiley doesn't know English.
Wiley has like 6 degrees. Scientology, sociology.
Okay. For what?
Psychology.
Have you read the schools he went to get those degrees? At University of Phoenix, Southern New Hampshire University, Trump University, Grand Canyon University.
So he travels a lot.
Those are all online, you idiot.
So he surfs the web a lot.
They're not real schools.
How do you know that?
How do you know they're not? Have you ever visited them? Have you ever been there?
Have you ever been there?
No, they're online. How can you visit?
Exactly. You just go to the web.
See them. They're online. Now watch my Noble kill Brodie Bodkins.
Newsflash, Reggie's never opened the web browser before.
I do. It's just Mozilla Firefox.
Mike Noble literally having to take the elbows to Brodie Bodkins here.
Brodie Bodkins is the Alta Vista of WCWO.
Mike Noble coming out here with no plan.
Oh,
No idea how he's going to really take out Brodie
Clothesline from
Bodkins.
Brodie.
He's just going to...
Noble goes for the clothesline. Shake, rattle, and roll, baby.
Noble believes in just
What
calling the shots as he goes. Brodie Bodkins isn't going to let him run away.
That is pure intelligence from Mike Noble.
I will say that is pure reflex from Mike Noble. Mike Noble is a man of many reflex, not very much a man of forethought here.
Oh, God.
That's what we call coasting on your talents, ladies and gentlemen, and eventually it will come back to bite you when you realize that you got to have a little bit of forethought. You got to think about the actions beforehand, just a little bit. Brodie Bodkins here, the big train. He always has a thought for where he's going, how he's going to take out his opponent. With that big body, when you have big moves, you got to make sure you land them. Otherwise, you're wasting tons of energy here. Especially against someone like Mike Noble. Despite all the negative things I have to say about him, he's smart, he's crafty, he's like a fox. You got to make sure that everything lands, everything goes according to plan, because he will weasel out. There is a Mike Noble factor to every match. Ooh, and Mike Noble just gets flattened back first on the side of the ring here. Brodie Bodkins asking the same question Mike Noble asked. We're going to find out who's the man.
Oh!
The man is whoever gets the 3 count. Mike Noble.
He used his smarts there. He used his smarts.
Hey, he reacted to where Brodie Bodkins was. It's ring awareness at best. That's not
You can't pick and choose which part of Mike Noble you love.
Hey, I'm not picking and choosing.
You either like all of them or you like none of them.
No, I'm specifying. You're generalizing.
You're not specifying. I'm not.
Ring awareness is a specific part of how smart someone is. He's using his ring awareness, which makes him partly smart, but he is not smart in all aspects. Mike Noble here, distracting the referee while Lee does not actually attack Brodie Bodkins. Mike Noble doesn't have him set up yet. Lots of stuff happening outside of our camera range. Brodie Bodkins getting controlled by Mike Noble here.
Mike Noble in pure control of this match, which, in all honesty, going into this match, a lot of people didn't think he stood a chance. They thought he was going to get squashed.
Who
killed.
said that?
A lot of people did. Look at him. Look at Brodie.
No, I mean, like, if you see Mike, no. See,
Mike Noble
this is what I can't stand about you.
You can say whatever you want about.
You want to make Mike Noble an underdog.
You can say whatever you want about.
How are you gonna hype up Mike Noble and then try to make him an underdog? Mike Noble is, he's definitely got some stats under him. He is by no means, by no means an underdog by anything. He's just he's got all this talent. He just doesn't use it. He should be top tier talent. He should be main event talent. It's just Mike Noble needs to make himself main event talent, right? He's got great stats. I believe Mike Noble, honestly, he could take Brodie Bodkins on the best day if he had his best day. I haven't seen Mike Noble's best day in I don't know, maybe since I've been here. Mike Noble just gets progressively worse as his ego gets progressively bigger. 2 count and then gets launched
kick out. The ref got hit. The ref got hit. Is he down?
That's the referee that likes to get paid a lot.
What?
That's the referee that other people pay, not just you.
I don't pay refs.
Well, that explains why he likes to get paid.
What? First off, how dare you make those assumptions about me?
Hey, I'm not making assumptions about you.
The last referee that got paid got fired.
Why was that?
Because he was being paid to throw matches.
Well, I mean, they should get paid to be in matches at least. Get paid to protect these wrestlers, get in there. But personally speaking, if you want to know,
David Lee's one hell of a manager. But you know who's a better manager than David Lee? Skull Crusher. One hell of a man.
Oh my God,
yes.
I don't know about that.
Yes. Speaking of Skull Crusher, did you see? I unsuspended Jordan James today. I reinstated him.
You reinstated him?
And he's got an outlet title shot next week.
This is the
Thank
worst.
you, Skull Crusher. Thank you, Mr. Crusher.
Yeah.
Yes.
I question my place every week.
The crowd getting behind Brodie Bodkins, trying to will him into the match, back in the match with everything they can, everything they have. Mike Noble trying to cut that off. Trying to make sure that Brodie can't get back up. Going to work at the surgically repaired shoulder of Brodie Bodkins.
Right,
knee
but there's
to
still,
the
but I mean,
shoulder.
yeah, but there's,
jumping knee to the shoulder.
I mean, Reggie, you can hype it up.
One,
You can hype up damage
two,
as much as you
and he's
want, but
out.
Brodie
He is
Bodkins
kicked
is
out
that
again.
guy, and Mike Noble still has no plan. I mean, he's targeting that shoulder, but that shoulder, you know, that's one shoulder that he's got. He's still got the other shoulder to kick
If
out.
he's targeting,
Brodie
that's a
Bodkins,
technical foul if he's targeting.
you know, you said he's targeting that shoulder here, that surgically repaired shoulder. But I mean, Brodie
I
Bodkins,
said
he's
he's
got
focusing on.
focusing. I mean, Brodie Bodkins, he's got plenty of.
Semantics.
There's plenty of other places that you should focus on Brodie Bodkins. If you target the neck of the big man, make sure you can't breathe, make sure you can't do anything. You know, targeting the corner right here, like he was trying to do, was kind of a good option. David Lee here, actually getting his hands around that neck. Now that's the smart way to take out a big man like Brodie Bodkins here. Mike Noble happens to have brought an entourage that's somehow better at attacking than he is. Mike Noble could be attacking these legs right here like he was earlier. Maybe try to take take a page out of.
You know who had a great entourage once? Me in March against JKO.
Yeah, you just blacked out, and then the entourage took care of it all.
Noble,
and then you're on
Phoenix,
top.
Jordan, James, Kenneth James. Hell of an entourage I had there. He was in that entourage.
Yeah,
And I won that match.
yeah, and then IK3 got taken out in like 2 seconds too. I remember that.
That was in May. And he used an illegal steel chair in that match, by the way, twice. Nobody cared.
I wish someone would
You
use an
should
illegal
care.
steel
You
chair
should.
right now.
You should care.
I should care.
You should care.
Why should? Who should I care about? Why
me?
should I care?
You should care about me.
Why should I?
I care about you.
Do you?
I do.
If you cared about me, then you'd tell the truth here.
Oh,
WCWO.
drop kick. Drop kick to the knee. Drop kick to the knee.
Oh, no, drop kick to the back.
Step up stump. That's gotta be it.
Mike Noble's putting
One,
damage everywhere.
2. How is he still in this match?
Hey, he's still. Hey, yo, I mean, I'm just.
Brodie's paid off the revenue. You know it.
No, I believe in
Go out
Brodie
there and
Bodkins.
fire him.
No.
Go out there and
That's
fire
all.
him.
That's all on your job. No.
No.
Mike Noble's out here. He's finally attacking a
No.
spot that matters
No.
with Brodie Bodkins. Finally choking him out here.
You protect the bad guys. I protect the good guys. Go
No.
fire him.
I'm out here giving a voice to the people who don't have a voice, and you're out here making
You're the
bad
voice of
guys
the
out of people.
You're the voice of the voiceless.
No.
Are you the
that's,
Circle City Saint?
No. That's not me.
Are you going to start a society?
I just might if you keep pushing me. Mike Noble out here getting the
Are you going to take
choke
7
with
years
the
off
leg
and
lock.
randomly pop up in another
Are you
promotion?
going to focus on this match? Mike Noble,
Are you gonna put
your
him
guy
over?
might just tap out Brodie Bodkins here. You know, the guy that you tried to make out as an underdog, almost tapping out Brodie Bodkins here.
It would be an underdog story and win if he won this match.
Brodie Bodkins is almost, look at that. That looks like a tap right now.
That's
all
an
that right
illegal
there.
closed fist
Look at
to
that.
the knee of Mike Noble.
Brodie Bodkins, he's kind of feeling out Mike Noble, but honestly,
That
that
was
kind
a
of looked
low
like a
blow.
tap.
That was a low blow.
Hey, it looked like he tapped out before that, honestly
my
speaking.
God.
Brodie Bodkins, honestly,
I'm
is
biased.
kind of everywhere.
Jeez.
Hey, I'm not saying the bias would be saying that Brodie Bodkins didn't
Noble
almost
with the
low
neck
blow.
breaker
We're saying
to
that he
Brodie
didn't
Bodkins.
almost tap
Noble
out.
with the neck
But Mike
breaker.
Noble kind of did get a
One,
tap out there.
two.
Now I can't believe
There's
that Brodie
still
Bodkins
a lot
out
of the tank
because
right now with Brodie Bodkins. How much more can this man endure?
Brodie Bodkins has got like 3 tanks. Like there's only
Obviously,
one.
look at him.
I mean, there's only one other guy that's got the stamina like Brodie Bodkins.
That'd be me.
No, that's Waterboy, bro. Waterboy swims.
That's because he's made of water. That doesn't count.
No, bro. He literally he could hold his breath for like 15, 20 minutes, bro. Homeboy's crazy.
It's because he's a fish. He's a fish boy.
I could see it. Maybe that's why he doesn't hit very hard.
He's a fish boy like Dwight in House of a Thousand Corpses.
I thought you were gonna say like in The Office.
No, Dwight was in House of a Thousand Corpses.
It is honestly.
Unlike Brodie James in the finals, which will never happen.
All right. It's surprising to me that you can make references I don't get, because I get a lot of references. Brodie flattens out Mike
Bodkins is
Noble
alive. He's back on his feet. He has caught his second win, telling Noble, go for my face. Atomic drop. He's feeling it. He's talking the trash. Inverted atomic drop.
Here.
One,
Again.
2, 3.
Brodie Bodkins setting them all up. Mike Noble can't roll out now.
Dusty.
Mike Noble is still trying to figure out which way is up right now.
Oh, he's about to find out which way's up. Oh, my God.
Big
What a
Samoan
pop-up
drop from Brodie,
Samoan drop.
too. Brodie's going to try to put it away here. I don't know if that's all. That's 2. Mike Noble kicks out on that 2.5. Brodie Bodkins maybe should have put a little bit more on that last little bit. That Samoan drop
Brodie needs to continue to focus on Noble, though. He is getting on the rev, and he needs to stay on Noble. If he takes his eyes off Noble, Noble will counter and take advantage of it. He has to keep his eyes on Noble.
Yeah, I think that Brodie
Look at
Bodkins.
oh!
Oh,
Oh!
right here.
Oh!
Oh!
Springboard cutter! Springboard cutter!
I 2.5 again. Brodie Bodkins and Mike Noble both making the same mistake. Mike Noble did not. He saw Brodie Bodkins do it, but didn't capitalize on it. Both of these men hitting their signatures, but not. You're trying to. You only put one stinger on it, but you got to finish the job. Both of these people got to put some respect on each other's names. Now Mike Noble trying to finish the job, might be a little too late. Gets that knee up. This might be it. He's got the head, and he's gonna get that running bulldog here. Mike Noble says it's done. Oh my gosh! He just jumps forward. I don't know if he got leg or knee or what. I think he just got the whole thing.
That was 3. That was 3. How was that 2?
I don't know. My mouth is kind of open right now.
Mike Noble is the Jalen Brunson of WCWO, continually being screwed by the refs.
I mean, I don't know about screwed by the referee. I think the referee just made his own judgment call here.
Referee Foster in the ring right now.
Even Angel Hernandez gets him right sometimes.
No, he doesn't. This is not a smart move for Noble there.
Headbutt
to the neck.
I'm surprised Brodie Bodkins has anything here to do. He stops on the referee. Now he's getting mad at the referee for getting in the way. He's like, bro, just get out. Please stop. Mike Noble makes sure to keep the referee in the mix.
Well, he's out of the mix now. That's a lot of weight and pressure to put on the ref there.
Well, yeah, Mike Noble made sure that the referee would take that. Mike Noble knew that he needed to find some way to get through cheap Brodie Bodkins. He's literally got no energy left. And now, Mike Noble with the setup weapon here.
Look at him going for extra wrist tape. He's putting extra wrist tape on his wrists.
That extra wrist tape to beat up David Lee on the side here.
He's just making sure that his manager is okay.
I mean, I would make sure he's okay too after taking a hit like that. He might just be out for good. Brodie Bodkins flattens Mike Noble here. And Mike Noble doesn't have a hold of that. Oh, maybe he does still have a hold of it, chain. Brodie Bodkins going to flatten him anyways here. Big power bomb. Can the referee get him? 1, 2, and 3. Puts away Mike Noble and the most delayed kick out ever. Brodie Bodkins able to take it away from Mike Noble here at the end. An interesting way to finish us out here. Mike Noble will do anything but the right thing. And sometimes you got to pay the piper. Sometimes it goes the wrong way. However, hey, got to give some credit to Mike Noble. I mean, at least checking up on your manager when when you make a mistake. You got to make sure you pay the piper, make sure he's good and everything. So Reggie obviously so very salty about this. He's already left to go fire the referee for counting that 3 count. Referee paid him. Reggie said, I paid you the big bucks to count Mike Noble. Referee said, what was I supposed to do? I counted as slow as I can. Yeah, Reggie, stay mad, stay mad, stay mad. Skull Crusher ain't here to protect you no more. Alrighty, well, we're going to kick off in the second half. Don't go anywhere.
I see what you mean, though. When did they get here?
Man, these guys basically always here. They love to be on camera. I would imagine they were on camera all the way up until the point that they came out. Is the highlight reel. You can't miss a moment. You got to always keep your eyes open for that next big one. Who's watching the back door? Hey, yo, what do you mean? You didn't want these guys in?
I didn't say that.
Is that why we don't? Is that why we don't see these legendary talents all the time?
Well, right now we can't see them because the spotlight's not on.
True. But we should be seeing these guys like every week. I'm telling you, this.
I just want to be able to see him right now.
True. I mean, if
who's that in the ring with them?
If you were right here telling me that you wanted to see him, I'd be out here. I'd be down here, thinking that maybe someone paid off the spotlight guy to maybe not give the highlight reel their moment.
Who is in the ring with them?
I don't know. Who is?
You're the Mike today. You seem to know everything.
No, I don't. All I know is the music. I don't know what's going on right there.
I am so confused. Oh!
It sounds like.
Oh! Is it the spotlight?
It sounds
like.
Is
it going spotlight?
Sounds like you might recognize the music.
I know that song. I sound like Booker T.
It's all right. It's hard not to get down to this song. What you know about?
And Rach!
Yeah, he brought
Tex Royal, Rachel Armstrong are at the Outlaw Arena for the Basher Memorial Night 1.
This right here is a classic. I mean, obviously you couldn't have a Basher Memorial without Dex, Rachel, the highlight reel.
Man.
These people love to pay respects. This right here, like I said,
this is going to be a banger.
Yeah, no, this is
going to banger after banger after banger.
I hate that line.
After banger.
Can't stand it.
Banger.
Here at the WCWO, we accept nothing less than bangers. We don't go banger after banger. We just go
After
show
banger.
after show because the show is a banger. It's here, it's like Drew McIntyre was like,
It's
here
gonna
I'm,
be burger.
here I'm the big guy, but and back there they just call me Drew. At WCWO we don't call them bangers. We just call them, matches. That's how,
Yeah, but have you seen Mark Magnus's matches?
I have. Magnificent. Oh, referee just disappeared. Yo, who is that? Who we got right there? Turn your head. I still don't recognize him. I don't know who's with the highlight reel right now.
That's all Creech. Let's hear what Tex has to say.
Dex taking it a little personally. That highlight reel brought a manager to their friendly match. His friendly match shouldn't be all that, shouldn't be all that serious. But Dex, obviously out here, he came prepared too. I think he knew that the highlight reel might pull something, say, hey, it's the Don Masher, whatever. Dex, plans leak a little bit, and the Dex decided, you know what, fine, we'll bring out the, we'll bring out that guy, Pogo. This is the guy, he gets it down every single week. Rachel said, we have Pogo. We do know that Rachel and Dex are, in fact, worthy of lifting the legendary bear. We do know that for a fact. Highlight reel out here, they got to strategize with their manager. They're like, yo, we didn't prepare for this. We didn't think that this would be Pogo. We didn't know. So now they're just out here like, yo, what's going to happen? Dex, oh my gosh, a huge front flip. Dex said, it's the Memorial, baby. Let's get this going. He just throws him in the ring. He doesn't care if it's Damon or Damien or whoever. Rachel drop kicks him. Full on. Dex and Rachel about to play some tennis. Back and forth. Oh, no, Rachel's going to play all by herself. Pretty sure Damien's the red. All right, Rachel's started him off with some excellent momentum here. Dex got a quick tag from Rachel. I barely caught it. Flying feet, and now the only person who can rival the big champ in height, the Airwalker, Dex, out here taking out another member of the highlight reel. Highlight reel got to get it together. They were separated early with that big splash from the outside. And when the highlight reel is separated out, they can be sitting ducks sometimes. Both of them still individuals, but now they're going to get together here. Make sure they kick out Dex. And now they're going to... Oh my gosh! Rachel cost some air. Zay Gates just became the third highest jumper. They just threw Rachel all the way up to the rafters here. Now the highlight reel going to show them how it's done. Synchronicity. Dex, you ain't special. The managers here on the side, both of them keeping a close eye on everything right now. Knock out Rachel and throw Dex in the ring. Interesting choice, deciding to target out Dex instead of Rachel. Dex obviously a bigger body. It's going to be a little bit easier to control him with the tag things. However, Dex does have some awesome movement here. Rachel, generally being a technique expert, it's a little bit harder to focus on her with some tag movements. However, they do, this is a top tier tag team, which means that they should be able to get anybody with their tag movements. Aiming up at Dex, one of the top tier professionals, and still getting those movements off. However, this is the threat level of, just letting him be in the ring, letting him be the active one, is that the fact that he can, turn around anything at any given time. However, his partner is just as threatening. Honestly, Dex and Rachel are probably the most threatening tag team here at WCWO. We're so lucky that we see them at these special occasions here, though. They're so big. They've got so much stuff going on all the time. Surprised we don't see these two go for more here. Be sure to get your autographs at the end of the show because they're making some big moments, and Rachel came from all the way up on the shoulders. Highlight reel kicks out. Highlight reel manager calling him out, says, hey, yo, let's get it going. Now Dex, oh my God, a quick elbow, knee, double knee, kick. And now a suplex. Make sure to get every single part of that highlight reel connected by the hip. Rachel takes that opportunity, though, now that there's everybody in the ring, to make her moment. Highlight reel uses the weight advantage here. However, Rachel with a targeted attack. However, we're going to get a big old headbutt. Not necessarily a dread butt. However, Dex is the one with all the energy here. Highlight reel. That's a dread butt. That's what we're looking at. Come on. Highlight reel need to make it work. They need to get it going. Come on, Damon. All the way up and over. Leapfrog. Leg drop. Lawnmower. Cutter. Pogo telling Rachel to get in there. 2 count. Dex somehow covered by 2 men, still able to kick out here. That's the power of that, professional level. Oh my gosh, they just tossed Rachel up and out. Look at Pogo going to check on her. Holy crap. Ragdolled, bro. I thought Zay Gates got thrown around. Some insane stuff happening here. Dex is keeping it alive for his team here. Leg sweep. And a stomp by Dex. And he's getting lined up. He said it's time. Nope. Isolated out. Do the highlight reel. Need to be together to make it work. Dex might believe so. However, it's a dread butt time. Oh, and a big flying knee. That's what we call the knee of justice. It is a forward aerial. Oh, roll up. Highlight reel. 1 in the squat. 3. That's it. Ring it. Dex got taken out. Highlight reel proved that they are good. You know, they are more than just a good team. They're a team of strong individuals, and they just took Rachel out of the equation. Dang, they targeted Dex out in the middle of that ring. They made sure to go for the big threat that they would, it'd be hard to take Dex down the same way that they took Rachel down with those big hits. However, since they keep Rachel out of the ring and they focus their attention on Dex, eventually they'd be able to wear him down with that tag team action. Outstanding move from the highlight reel. Managers didn't get too much of a chance to make it happen. However, I'm sure that the highlight reel maybe got a little bit more out of their manager than Pogo. Pogo has his own weird, unorthodox style. I don't know if anybody could do the Pogo style but Pogo. That's just how it is. However, highlight reel are going to introduce Dex to their manager and help him up. Look at Rachel. Rachel's out of it, bro. She's like, I can't believe you tossed me like that, bro. Have a little respect. The Brady Bunch. Give Dex the bear hug. Come on, Dex, hug the bear. Hey, yo, it was your manager. Come on, it's the least you could do. Good sport. Everyone out here showing all the love. This is what the Don Boucher Memorial is all about. With a photo finish. Add that one to the highlight reel. Pogo. Pogo. As she said, lots of people been beefing here at the WCWO. No, Wiley and Phoenix here. Territorial champion. Been holding on to that gold for some time now. Phoenix looking pretty good with it. If only he could defend it alone. However, it is a package deal. He's got the monster behind him. It's hard to tell who's the real monster. You know what I'm saying? This is one of those Frankenstein situations. Is it the monster or the guy who made him? No, Waterboy out here, get his pound of blood. Everyone's hyped for him, the Waterboy. Starting the wave just by being around. Waterboy looking like he wants that title. Got another familiar face here, JKO showing up. Here to referee this match. Looks like a special referee here, checking out everybody. Let him have his entrance. Didn't want to spoil the fun of it all. Didn't want to spoil the aura, the mystique. Great to see the Joeys keeping everything going, keeping everything fresh, safe, and most importantly, checking for the future of WCWO. Making sure that this title on today of all days gets passed out in the best possible way. Jacob might have a little bit of a soft spot for Waterboy, but he's not going to let that get in the way here. He's going to make sure that both these competitors have a nice, solid, even match. Waterboy is going to have to use that big well to get through Phoenix here. Phoenix, obviously, shades of different Phoenix tonight. He's going to have to try to shut Waterboy down before Waterboy can do anything. Waterboy comes out strong, though. Lots of damage. Waterboy loves playing just, you know, straight damage game. He does lots of it straight to the head and overloads that brain. And Waterboy got that big knee. Now he sends Phoenix out. He got the height advantage. He's going to give it up, though, so we can get a big running start. Lines up Phoenix. Telling Phoenix to come here. But Phoenix doesn't, so he's going to go take his own feet to Phoenix's face instead. Phoenix unable to line himself up completely. Waterboy's going to get Phoenix in there. Running the ropes. Oh, he swoops all the way over the Waterboy. Then the Waterboy gets flattened out here. Alrighty. Now Waterboy getting choked out here on the ropes. Having to fight out. He's got the stamina to do it early, but this is the best way to start taking out the big well of stamina that is the Waterboys, to sap it out early. Generally speaking, submissions are really good for sapping out percents of people's, you know, of people's wells of HP. You know, it's not really one of those things where you just do a bunch of damage and you're taking off like base numbers. It's about, you know, how much, you know, everybody can get choked out in a certain amount of time. JKO has a hard time here trying to be a better referee than the referees themselves. This is what he trains them for. And now Phoenix, you know, still JKO's back's turn. Phoenix here flattens out the Waterboy here. Makes JKO call it out. Waterboy leaves with the 1. But even a 1 count with that is pretty rough. Phoenix makes sure to let Waterboy know how disgraceful it is. Now he's going to chop Waterboy flat. Turn him into Mist Boy. Now he's choking out Waterboy. JKO obviously counting it out here. Getting in Phoenix's face. Waterboy tries to find refuge, but he's finding it next to Wiley. Wiley puts his hands up, make sure JKO knows he's not messing with him. It's like, I didn't even do anything. But you thought about doing something, Wiley. Waterboy tossed corner to corner. Not a good day to be a lightweight today. Everybody loves to go corner to corner. Waterboy with a 2 count. This is where we start seeing that infinite well take up the time. Infinite well of reserves. It's like a non-stop rain of water. 2 count, but not 3. Phoenix getting a little distracted by the crowd right now. I would be better off if he, focused on his opponent here. However, Waterboy is not necessarily the opponent that requires, he requires focus, but most importantly, he just requires, that stamina and the ability to chip it down in the most effective way possible. Phoenix doesn't, it doesn't have to make it this overly complicated. He can just take out Waterboy with the same strategy he's been doing. Choke him out, after flattening him out, he just needs to stop, he needs to not make a show of it. 2 count on Waterboy. Phoenix needs to get on that ground and either start, doing some ground and pound or choke him out again. Get on that neck, Phoenix. He's got the weight advantage too, so he could use that against Waterboy as well. Make sure that Waterboy can't do anything about it. Phoenix get creative here if he chose to, but Waterboy is going to fight out with that infinite well. JKO is still not able to keep this match on an even basis here between the two of them. And you can see that JKO has a hard time, keeping up with both of them as Waterboy takes hit after hit. And he's forced to kind of watch, but 1 count, 2 count. Waterboy almost let himself get 3 count by that embarrassing pin. I mean, even 2 count, Waterboy's going to go to the back and get laughed at. I'm telling you now. Phoenix making a show of this one. Showing that Waterboy's, all those reserves that Waterboy stacked up doesn't mean anything when he gets choked out. Doesn't mean anything if he can't even get any offense in. I mean, Waterboy's been doing exactly what he's been doing now all the time. He's just been flailing this whole match. However, he does get a hold of Phoenix's wrist, turns it into a wrist lock, back heel kick. Throws his whole body into him at this point. Waterboy just has no breath for the kicks anymore. Phoenix is just belly to belly, flattens out Waterboy again. Another pin. Like the 5th, 6th one, 7th one maybe this match. Waterboy's kicked out of. I don't think Waterboy's seen the good end of any pins. He's still just, David versus Goliath, but we're still looking for a shine from Waterboy right now. Waterboy looks like he's going to go corner to corner again. Tossed out. Now Phoenix is going to throw him in that corner, but Waterboy's going to get his boot up. He's too unstable to really throw out kicks, but he can just throw his foot up and let Phoenix run into it right now as Waterboy catches his breath back. He's catching elbows and elbows, these guided elbows directly to the jaw of Waterboy here as Phoenix lines Waterboy up for a big top rope suplex. And flattened out, Waterboy grasps at, air, maybe the white light. I don't know. Who knows? Whatever Waterboy's last visions were, I hope they were pleasant. JKO's counting down. Both of these opponents are gonna have to get to their feet if they want this match to continue. 8 count. Come on, make it there. Waterboy's up. Phoenix is up. I can't believe that Waterboy got up first. Phoenix might have taken the worst of that one. Maybe Waterboy's reserves are helping out more than we thought. Phoenix not able to get up before Waterboy, despite the fact that Waterboy's taken obviously more damage. Waterboy has more energy here, despite everything. Phoenix, however, able to tank out the damage. Tank it again. Phoenix taking less damage here and maybe a little bit less pain averse too. Waterboy now has to make these clean cut, targeted kicks to the 5 crucial spots of the body, but then gets flattened out by Phoenix. JKO cannot believe it right now. JKO's in disbelief. Hard to believe that, wrestler of his caliber is just so, startled by the new age amount of damage that's going on right now, but sure that they see it, and now they're taking the chair out here, and JKO can obviously see that. He's just gonna take it right to Wiley's face. Look, something popped out of Wiley. That might have been his tooth. Look at that. Look at that on the ground right there.
Oh, Waterboy takes it to JKO on today of all days. I can't believe it. JKO takes the spill. All the referees come out. Everybody wants to know about what's going on right now. It's not about Waterboy and Phoenix. It's about JKO. Waterboy's got the figure 4 leg lock locked in, but there's nobody to check Phoenix. Come on, JKO's taking worse hits than that. I know that Waterboy, come on. You know better than that, Waterboy. You're so... You wait for the referee to call you and tell you that he's tapped out. You don't let the man go. You could be holding gold right now if you just hold that thing and break Phoenix's leg and call it a day, man. Phoenix now got the roll up. 1, 2, 3, and Waterboy takes a big spill because he doesn't have his head in the game. Once JKO took the spill, it looks like Waterboy's whole brain took the spill with him because he let go of the tap. At the tap, maybe Waterboy's too nice of a guy, but maybe that's why he's not holding gold. Honestly speaking, that history of Waterboy, maybe his professionalism gets the better of him, and Phoenix's lack of professionalism is what keeps him in this game. I mean, after everything that happened, I mean, Phoenix had to have had that planned out a little bit. But with the way that was going, Phoenix definitely had, that match secured a little bit too on Waterboy. Waterboy still had that uphill battle for him, but when he had that moment, when he got that tap, that could have been it. He could have had what he needed to, but he just wasn't steps ahead.
Looks like Waterboy's coming back out here. I want to see what's going on. We don't got the cameras for this. Someone's taking spills. Someone's getting hit. About to go do some live reporting right now. All we know is that Waterboy's erupting. JKO says, thanks for defending me. Reggie behind JKO, pretending to care. Didn't realize my mic was up. Sorry. We got TJ Powers here. Man, myth, legend. Excellent guy to end Don Basher Memorial with all those kinds of titles. WCWO, full of men, myths, and legends, keeping this thing alive. Passing the torch. That's what the WCWO is all about, is keeping everything going, keeping the new generation healthy, up, at 'em, and believing in wrestling. And this is exactly what TJ Powers is here to do. Help out the new generation and Juan Sanchez here. Provide all his knowledge he can, all these tough lessons. Sanchez. You know, he always comes out so wet, so greasy. I wasn't gonna let that go. I was a little silent. I thought to myself, I had an internal dialogue on if I should let it go that Juan Sanchez is always so wet and greasy. I'm not gonna let it go. But Jackson Morgan here, eyeing down the man he beat 2 weeks ago, but he still didn't get his pound of flesh against against TJ Powers rather. TJ Powers, you know, got a little bit of revenge against Jackson Morgan after last week. So Jackson Morgan, you know, he's going to take a little bit more. He wants to know about it. But I am surprised to see Jackson Morgan didn't reprise his tag team partner for last week. I mean, he did pick up a win with him. And I mean, I can't see Mark Magnus, you know, wanting to discount wins. Maybe Mark Magnus thought he was above doing the same fight twice. However, you know, Mark Magnus, you got to take your wins where you can. A win against Juan Sanchez and TJ Powers any day is good. 2 days, I mean, that's solid. However, excellent guy here, Zach Nova. What a person for Jax to tag team up with. Jax and Nova have honestly made such an interesting relationship here. You know, Jax helped Nova defend his tag team champion against, or not his tag team, but his outlaw champion rather, against Mike Noble in the past, when it was stolen from him. And so Zach obviously has lots of respect for Jax here. Might not see it, but he's got a little bit of his face painted here too. Maybe for Basher Memorial, maybe for Jax, maybe for a little bit of everybody. But Zach Nova pulling out this little, you know, little bit of a demon side, a little bit of his wild side here. Love to see this new version of Zach Nova willing to show off just a lot of himself here. Special war paint here. Juan Sanchez says, hey, yo, don't worry about it. I got it this time. You don't have to worry about anything. You know, you can just sit there and do, you know, all your normal stuff. I'm excited to see how Juan Sanchez here is going to deal with this situation, because last week, you know, if you take out TJ and Jax from the situation, I mean, as they're both here this week, Juan Sanchez and Mark Magnus, when they teamed up, or when it come down to it, Juan Sanchez found a loss. So either Juan Sanchez thinks it was a fluke, or he thinks that somehow he'll be able to do better against Zach Nova than Mark Magnus, or he thinks that maybe Zach Nova and, you know, Jax don't have as good of teamwork, which obviously they do. They got the space paint and the synchronicity going. They're in sync right now. Look, it's almost like Zach can just read his mind. Juan Sanchez just jumping out of the ring, jumping out of his own pants here, trying to get away from all this pain. And now he gets thrown across the ring by his nipples. Like the 4th time a small dude has been thrown across the ring today. People love throw it. Maybe they had a contest in the back. I bet I can throw him this far. I bet I can throw him this far. Zay Gates, Juan Sanchez, and Waterboy, you guys leave in the comments here who you think went the furthest distance. All right, who got thrown the farthest tonight? I want to see everybody in the comments, and you know, the most, you know, whoever got it the most, maybe they'll get a prize or something. Prize in WO, Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. Jax able to outpower TJ here. Outpower the powers. TJ went for a quick defense. Referee broke him up and then said, Hakyoi, get in there. I wonder if TJ Powers just hasn't pulled out all of those, you know, all of his excellent moves yet, or maybe he's just delusional, doesn't have them all. You know, I mean, if TJ can't, you know, if TJ doesn't have any mystical moves or, you know, excellent strategies that he can use against Jax to take out someone like Jax, what hope does Juan Sanchez have learning from TJ Powers? TJ Powers obviously, you know, took all that power to Jax and was able to just. Now both of these men able to tank each other. TJ wants to show him he's just as powerful as Jax is. I don't know if I believe that. Juan does. Juan is sold. Jax said, all right, you want to do a power test? We'll do a power test. TJ, and then Jax tried to turn to an intelligence test, or maybe a prick test. But either way, I wouldn't have done that against TJ. TJ's the biggest prick I know. TJ flattened out by a boot. Looked like Jax missed a little bit of it, but he got just enough to flatten out TJ. Juan Sanchez is out of there in 1. Won't let his mentor be pinned. The aura of TJ matters more to Juan Sanchez than his own skin. He'll even get in there against Jackson Morgan here. Tries to slip in, but the referee sees it, gets over on that side. They'll force a tag for Juan Sanchez. TJ's able to get it though. Juan Sanchez with these nice solid calf kicks and then a huge drop kick to the calf. It's important these calf kicks destroy the legs, and these leg drop on the head now. Tries to take out Jax. Quick head knockout is what he's going for. Try to hit the cranium, but now he's just looking for damage against Jackson Morgan. However, I wouldn't grab Jackson Morgan's hands like that. You might just find that Jackson Morgan doesn't let go. Only a 1 count. Juan Sanchez not able to do lasting damage against this big man. Crowd wants Juan Sanchez to pay. They're telling John to make him pay, or Jax to make him pay rather. Oh my gosh, who's John? Mixed Jackson Juan. Now DDT, another, you know, bringing his head to the ground once again. Jax's head taking a few hits now to the ground. However, I don't think that I think Jax is a stranger to these different cranium shots here. Juan Sanchez now, he's going to find himself on the second rope, not the top. Leg drop. Hurted buttocks. Now he's just going to get grabbed by the face, up, and he's so done. Down. He tried to squirm out, and he just got flattened all the harder for it. Zach Nova is in this match, and Jax is ready to hand it to him. Jax Nova. Big on Juan. Surprised TJ didn't try to turn that in where Zach was kicking his own partner a little bit. Juan Sanchez wasn't able to slip out. Zach's got him on the run. Quick shoulder flip. Chop. And now this test of strength shows that Zach and Jax really are on the same wavelength. Arm drag. Now Zach's got his own offense going on. Lines Juan up in the corner. Juan and Zach already have these, have this history. Zach decides instead to line him up to go for the pin, but Juan wanted that, was able to recover. Eye poke now. Obviously, I honestly think that part of the reason why Juan wanted to get with TJ in the first place was to be able to beat Zach. Now the opportunity presents himself here. Self-improvement, be able to take the championship away from someone like Zach. I'm sure that that's something that Juan Sanchez would love to be able to do. Taking life out of him. TJ says to keep it going. That's the best way to do it. I'm surprised though, because if TJ wanted to keep it going, Juan should have just distracted the refs. Oh my gosh. Zach Nova slips out of the ring a little bit. Dodges the 619. Doesn't completely take out of the action though. Catches Juan on the rope. Catches TJ on the side too. A little TJ catching strays. Calling the dog watcher. And now a slingshot spear from Juan Sanchez to take out Juan. And that's 3. Juan Sanchez embarrassed once again. Jackson TJ once again on the outsides, not able to really do a whole lot with each other. Kenneth James spears the hell out of Zach Nova. And TJ brought back up with Kenneth James and Skull Crusher here. Jax now getting choked out. TJ finally having his way with Jax a little bit. Rick in the eyes of Jax. Now referees are coming out here to handle the situation. Hey, they ain't get paid that much though. Two Shoes, however, he's got some morals. Jax has got the stick though. That's important. And Zach now, he's taking the hell to Kenneth James. Jax is getting 2v1 by Skull Crusher here. Kenneth James is focusing on Zach. DDT. These two have really been up each other's you-know-what lately, Zach and Kenneth. Now TJ taking it directly to the neck of Jax. He's got some strong hate for Jax here. But Jax is going to find himself back up. And he's going to stand his ground. Kenneth James, TJ Powers, Skull Crusher surround Jax. Chair, belt, and a kendo stick. Zach's belt. Allow that to be known. Kenneth James has obviously found his target. Referee takes the belt away from Kenneth James, lets him know it's not his. Take away the chair and the stick too while you're at it. Make sure that it doesn't matter if it's theirs. Should we bringing weapons into the ring? Referee gives Zach Nova back his title. It's more like just handing the victim the weapon. Is it right to put a gun in the hands of the victim who just got beat up? I don't know about that one. TJ got something to say to Jax.
Kenneth James, traditionalist till the end. Or not Kenneth James,
TJ Powers rather, traditionalist to the end, says he wants Monster inside of Jax here. I wonder if Jax could bring it out. Can TJ bring out that Monster inside of Jax? Thank you all for showing up to the WCWO Don Basher Memorial. It's been an excellent night here. This has been Jackie, and our guests are ready.